stand for our processional. Thank you.
Please be seated. Years ago, about 40 eighth graders committed to being in the 11th cohort of the Scholars Academy at USC Upstate. Now, 31 of us are here to graduate tonight. This cohort is also the first class to have their entire senior year altered because of the pandemic. I started my journey alone as the only one in my cohort from my high school. That shy girl is now giving the first speech at her graduation. I know that many of you, like myself, are having a period of reflection over the last 4 years. As I look back over the last 4 years, I am tempted to wonder what my story would be like if I had made different decisions. What if I had been more involved? What if I spent more time with my friends? What if I had studied harder for that one class? My advice to anyone feeling like this is to just look back and forgive yourself. No matter what happened to you in the last 4 years, own it. It's your story. I know we all have many things to be proud of. I know the last year didn't pan out the way anyone thought it would, but our future can be as good as we make it. I want us to focus on what we can control, and what we can control is how we feel about what happened. I want us to look back and feel good about everything that happened and all the decisions that we made. We have so much to be proud of, and this is only the beginning for us. If this year has taught me anything, it's that life doesn't always go as planned. I know we can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we react to it. I'm going to end my speech with a quote by F. Scott Fitzgerald. For what it's worth, it's never too late, or in my case, too early, to be whoever you want to be. There's no time limit. Start whenever you want. You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to this thing. We can make the best or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it. I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things you've never felt before. I hope you meet people who have a different point of view. I hope you live a life you're proud of. And if you're not, I hope you have the courage to start over again. Thank you.
Good evening, scholars and guests, and also welcome our district and university administrators who are here tonight as well. I want to thank everybody for your cooperation as we continue to practice safety measures throughout this celebration. Guests, if you'll remain seated unless you need to go to the restroom, and you can take pictures from your seats, please. Graduates, you know, when we call your name for an award, we want you to stand to be recognized, and then you'll get all of your goodies when you come back on stage during our actual recognition ceremony later on in the program. This event is being streamed live on the Spartanburg District 2 YouTube channel, and a PDF of the commencement exercises was emailed to all the scholars and parents and advisory board this afternoon, and all the photos we're taking tonight will also be made available along with the link of the recording of the ceremony from me later this week. And students, you'll also see on Blackboard some links and photos from tonight that we'll post there that you can download of this event later on. Thank you all for being here to honor these 31 students who have accomplished so much in the past 4 years in academics, in leadership, and in service. These students in academics have earned 2,303 college credits as a cohort in the past 4 years. They've also been awarded more than $4.5 million in scholarship monies. They are going to use that money to continue their studies and their scholarly pursuits in trying to achieve their college and career goals, and I know they will. 25 of these graduates are Palmetto Fellows Scholarship recipients. And most admirable to me is that this cohort 11 of the Scholars Academy, served 2,675 hours as volunteers in our communities over the past 4 years. So congratulations and thank you for that and all those accomplishments. I remember the first day of the first year that this group was together in Library 249, a room that does not exist anymore, by the way. I must confess that I couldn't keep all of you straight in the beginning. I mean, what with all the Aggies and Gabbies and Maddies and Abbies, 8 girls with names that started with A. Ashley, Amanda, Agatha, Abigail, Angel, Aubrey, Abby, and another Amanda. Letter K boasted 7 of you. Katie, Khalil, Kelsey, Keena, Caitlin, Kelly, and Katie. And then there was Jacob and Jake, and Joe, who had a twin sister like Nicholas, whom I probably called Thomas and Evan for the first 3 years. Sorry, Nick. And even the M girls didn't make it easy for me. Messiah, Madison, Martha Page, who I kept thinking was Savannah for the first few months. Sorry. So even Evie and Emily had similar dark hair. Dallin, Daniel, and Will, they were all the same height then. Oh, and of course, one of you had 2 first names, a first name and a middle name that you didn't even want us to call you, Lauren. But to my credit, I never mixed up Olivia because she was the only one of you that ever talked about kayaking. Got her straight. So that was my first impression of cohort 11. Took me months to get you guys straight. But just as room 249 in the library has now become a computer lab, so too has the evolution of cohort 11 been very apparent to us all. And tonight we're going to celebrate the mature, the independent, the focused and scholarly individuals that you all have become, and I've been blessed to watch that happen. So let's begin our recognition of honorary distinctions. First tonight, I want to recognize our exceptional leaders in this cohort. From the senior class, the student body president, and a senior representative were elected by their peers to serve on our student council. The student body president this year was Landrum High School's Martha Page Green, who will now address her class.
Thank you, Ms. Deloach. And thank you to the students, the parents, the peers, and the professors who stood behind us every step of the way. I'm Martha Page Green, your student body president. I stood up before you at the end of our freshman year as vice president of our class, and in that speech I listed 3 things I learned from our time at the Scholars Academy. Number 1, if there's a choice, take a chance. Number 2, opportunity never knocks. And number 3, don't be afraid to ask. Over the past 4 years, we have relentlessly proven to our professors that we are chance takers, opportunity seekers, and we always have a question. But now I stand here before you again at our last Scholars Academy function, and I want to add one more thing I hope we've all learned over the past year. And while it may be simple, it is so easy to forget. So number 4, be present in the moment. Right now, I want us to look around and take it in. We must memorize the faces of our friends. Hold tight to those precious memories we share. Because now we are all diverging onto different paths, amazing paths, waiting to be trekked. For the past 4 years, I've been surrounded by your gifted, curious minds that listen to other people's opinions without judgment, that bond over both our similarities and our differences, and that each possess a wild yet vivid personality. Because of these very facts, we've created a beautiful, accomplished community of scholars. I want to take this opportunity to tell you all how extremely proud I am of every single one of you for being who you are. A hardworking, dedicated, brilliant student. I'm going to miss you all very much, but I cannot wait to see what amazing things each of us will go on to accomplish. So, be eager to join new communities and celebrate your differences just as much as you have as scholars. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha Page. Next, I would like to recognize the senior class representative, Khalil Johnson from Boiling Springs High School. Khalil?
Thank you, Mr. Deloach. I do not like long speeches, as all of you graduates already know, so I will not take up too much of your time. I would just like to remind everyone how much adversity we've all been through these past 4 years. We all decided when we were 13 or 14 years old that we would look this college thing in the eye and conquer it. And that's what we've all done, and we should be very proud of ourselves. We are in a different group than most people our age. Most of them are still trying to figure out how to survive college when all we've been doing for the past 4 years is surviving. So now's the time to open up to new friends, new rivals, new challenges, and I think it'll be important that we all remember each other, but I as well cannot wait to see what you all go on to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Khalil. Aside from leadership, scholars also serve their peers and their communities in numerous ways. This year alone, this cohort of scholars volunteered for 669 hours in our communities. 28 of our 31 graduates participated in community service this year. And I would like to now present our annual Community Service Award to 2 seniors tonight. So please stand when I call your name. First, Savannah Waters. She served the most hours this year with 64.5 hours volunteering for church programs such as a Rides for Alzheimer's fundraiser and blessing bags for the homeless. So Savannah, bravo to you. And Jacob Cheek. Jacob had the most interesting community service this year. As part of the Fellowship Greenville Tech team at his church, he managed the technology for the children's programs, for example. Did lots of things there. So bravo to you for helping out, Jacob. Congratulations. Many students also served as tutors. So I want all the seniors who tutored some other scholar at some point in the last 4 years to stand up. If you tutored any other scholar at some point, stand up. Look at there, almost everybody. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you. You're wonderful. Thank you. You may be seated. One of our own senior scholars served as supplemental instructor for our 10th grade scholars taking Biology 101. This student was nominated by Dr. Ben Montgomery, the science department chair, and was interviewed by the university's Student Success Center in order to be offered this paid position by the university. This year's SI, as we call them, was Lauren McCleary. Lauren, please stand. Thank you so much for working with this group this year. You did a great job. Great job. I personally ask some of you to mentor our younger students 2 or 3 times a week, and you came in person to help our freshmen every week during their independent study or freshman seminar time. And that commitment takes diligence and dedication, not to mention compassion and patience. And I want to recognize those students that came every week and helped me with the freshmen. Please stand. They are Martha Page Green, Khalil Johnson, Caitlin Mazarowski, Emily Kang, Kelsey Harris, and Amanda Petty. Thank you guys so much. You did a great job. Great job. Thank you. Some seniors also served as regular mentors to our freshmen from the first day of school way back in August. So if you were an official mentor, please stand up and let's recognize you. Who else was a mentor? Stand up. Look at there, so many of them. Thank you guys so much. That is a very important position. Thank you all so much. We also have to recognize the efforts of our mentoring ambassador. She organized and monitored our mentoring program this year. Amanda Petty served in this leadership role as a member of our student council. Amanda, I want to thank you for your work as mentoring ambassador, and as one of our leaders, you are now going to address your class.
Thank you, Mrs. Deloach. Can y'all hear me? Good evening, everyone. I'm Amanda Petty, and I was the mentoring ambassador for this past school year. I thought I would use this time to reflect on the many feelings that I am feeling about graduating and moving on to something new, and to offer advice to my fellow senior scholars. First, I want to congratulate you all on persevering and finishing this journey that we chose to embark upon 4 years ago. It has been difficult, I won't lie, but I am grateful for this experience. I can truly say with full confidence that I would not be the person I am today had I not gone through this program. My brother, Andrew, he loves Marvel. And when I asked him what I should include in the speech, he reminded me of what Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man says in Endgame. He says that part of the journey is the end. I believe it applies to this time in our lives right now. Part of this 4-year journey is now the end, but there is also a new beginning. We are all about to take our first steps into our future, and right now there is a lot of uncertainty, but also, I think, a lot of excitement. I think that we should all be excited and proud of who we are and who we have become. This reminds me of this poem that I absolutely love, called The Two-Headed Calf by Laura Gilpin. I will recite it for you now. Tomorrow, when the farm boys find this freak of nature, they will wrap his body in newspaper and carry him to the museum. But tonight he is alive and in the north field with his mother. It is a perfect summer evening, the moon rising over the orchard, the wind in the grass, and as he stares into the sky, there are twice as many stars as usual. This poem is about the inevitable. The calf will die. It cannot survive without two heads. It is a freak of nature that will be brought and immortalized in a museum. And then we flash to the present, where there is beauty in the simplicity and normalcy. The calf is loved, and we know that despite the imperfection, it does not preclude him from being able to see the stars and the beauty around him. It is extraordinary that despite the calf's troubles as a freak of nature, it is only natural to be this way, as it is the only way it can be, and to see the world with kind and innocent eyes no matter what is done to it. I think that a lot of us have felt this way. We have felt like freaks and imperfect and different, and I do not think I know a more unique group of individuals. But I know that despite this, we are like the two-headed calf. And while our mortality is not as swift as the calf's, I believe we have the ability to see the world with the same beauty and innocence. We can see the world for what it is and for what we want it to be, and I think that is amazing. We, as freaks, see twice as many stars, and we are rare, but that is what makes us special, and I want you all to never forget that, which is why I encourage you all to embrace it. I advise you all to carry this with you for the next journey you all embark upon, whether that be college or simply our life. I wish you all nothing but luck and success, and I wish for you all to never forget how rare and unique you all are, like our two-headed calf, and to always carry that with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. These scholars also showcased their creative talents this year with the production of a yearbook. We have one on display here on the table. I also want to recognize our yearbook editor this year and her senior editor. The yearbook editor this year was from Boiling Springs High School, Ms. Emily Kang. Emily, if you'll stand up. Where is she? There she is. And Kina Kabir, senior editor from Landrum High School. Good job. You did a great job. This was truly a student-led project. And through our publishing company, Tree Ring, 89 trees were planted in honor of our yearbook this year. So that is a great service, environmental service. So Emily and Kina, thank you very much for your wonderful book this year. One of our seniors also led our Model Arab League team this year, and the team competed in 2 virtual conferences at the collegiate level and did very well. And in fact, Agatha Fowler, who is our head delegate, so impressed the director of the team and the coordinator of the conference at Converse College, he offered her a spot on his college Model Arab League team for next year. I think she turned him down, but it was a great honor to be asked to be on that team because it's one of the best in the country. So, Agatha, I want to thank you for your leadership on that team, and she's trained an 11th grader to continue her work next year on that competitive team. And if you've never seen that competition, it is amazing. I watched Agatha when she was in the 10th grade. Was it 10th grade? 10th grade for the first time learning how to do it, and I watched her at a competition. It is just, it's amazing what they have to do to read and think critically and come up with solutions, international solutions. So it's wonderful to watch and a wonderful experience. So Agatha, thank you for leading that team this year. Thank you. The Scholars Academy is also, of course, about academics, that highly challenging, rigorous, accelerated learning at the college level. And so tonight we want to honor those students who went over and above those already elevated expectations to achieve at the pinnacle of academics. This cohort earned an average of 74 college credits individually, and as a cohort, that was 2,303 college credits together. One of you earned more college credits than anyone else, and that student earned 87 college credits in 4 years, and he is Dallin Walters from Chapman High School. Stand up, Dallin. Congratulations. Good job, 87. Most of you earned all A's this year in fall and or spring semesters, or both. So when I call your name, please stand. Students earning all A's all year this year were Kelsey Harris, Keena Kabir, Jake Greenlee, Caitlin Mazurowski, Kelly Price, Agatha Fowler, and Nicholas Giamo. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you. Those of you earning all A's in the fall semester were Jacob Cheek, Aubrey Jimenez, Gabrielle Cook, Dallin Walters, Kate Yarbray, and Olivia Summerfield. Congratulations to you guys. Good job. And those of you earning all A's in the spring semester were Martha Page Green, Katie Burke, Emily Kang, Evelyn Padilla, Amanda Cox, Lauren McCleary, and Ashley Caines. Good job. Two of our graduates have achieved the accolade of the top 2 scholars in academics. And I want to first congratulate the salutatorian of Cohort 11, Jake Greenlee from Bowling Springs High School. Jake had all A's all 4 years, so congratulations, Jake.
Good evening, teachers, family, and friends. My name is Jake Greenlee, and I feel very lucky to have been a part of the Scholars Academy for the last 4 years. When I look back at how I started this whole process in the Scholars Academy, I see a completely different version of myself now. I imagine that there are others here that feel the same way. I was a nerdy middle schooler that never really had to push to make the A or finish the project or essay on time. I would show up and do my work and enjoy the rest of my day without thinking about school most nights. When I found out I got into the Scholars Academy my summer before 9th grade, I knew the workload was going to be tough, but my brain never fully acknowledged how I would have to improve myself to keep the grades I had in middle school. This has been one of my biggest takeaways that I have been given with this program. I have developed a strong work ethic. I have developed time management skills. I have worked on staying focused on small tasks to get me to the next task in a project or class. At first, it was not pleasant. Staying up until midnight to finish a paper or study for an exam was not fun, but I know I will be better for it. I know everyone here dealt with the same struggles or hardships these college classes provided and turned it into confidence in ourselves that we can do it. We had survived U.S. history, biology, and chemistry, and then COVID hit us. It changed all of our patterns and routines and how we approached our day-to-day. Rather than being able to go to class every day and learn from a professor, we were learning from a PowerPoint or a website for the first time. Just like our transition to the Scholars Program, we had to adapt again to these new challenges by forcing us to learn on our own because the professor was not physically present. We all rose to this challenge and succeeded, and have proved to ourselves that we can persevere through anything that comes our way. I just want to end by congratulating all of our graduating class on the achievements we have over these last 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Jake, and congratulations. The valedictorian of Cohort 11 at the Scholars Academy this year is Agatha Fowler of Burns High School. Agatha also earned all A's all 4 years in the Scholars Academy. Congratulations, Agatha.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to celebrate with you here tonight. I would first like to thank Ms. Deloach, Ms. Grant, Ms. Greenway, and all of the many wonderful professors who have helped guide us these last 4 years. After all, if it wasn't for them, we most likely wouldn't have made it to this graduation in one piece. You know, it took a lot of work to get to this moment. And on this day of celebration and reflection, I would like to take this time to walk down memory lane a little bit. Looking back on freshman year, if you can even remember back that far, I remember that first day we were all kind of nervous. We didn't really know what to expect. We were all a little shell-shocked. And I don't think I speak just for myself when I say that feeling only intensified after that first class with Dr. Grady. I think we were all a little on edge after that. Regardless, we survived and moved on to sophomore year, which I have fondly nicknamed the year of science stress. But we made it through that year too. I mean, we thought Dr. Grady's course was hard, but geez, those science college courses, guys, we were not ready for that. Shockingly, we made it through that year and all the way up to junior year, which for those of us who took Chem 111, this year of science stress part 2. But it was also the year we had to start thinking about colleges and our futures. That was the year that reminded us that our time in this program was indeed limited. And that brings us right up to senior year. And it was quite an interesting year, you guys. I mean, through a pandemic, toilet paper crisis, gas shortages, Capitol riots, I mean, that's not even a quarter of the stuff that happened. All on top of us taking SATs, ACTs, applying to colleges, and having to make life-changing decisions. I mean, I'm surprised that we were able to come to class, much less have to make decisions about where we wanted to go in the future. But we did it, we survived, and all of that has led us to this evening, sitting together as one cohort, surrounded by our family and friends. And tonight we get to appreciate that we are no longer the same people we were 4 years ago, and that is thanks to our experiences and personal growth as part of this program. Although tonight is mostly our chance to look back and reminisce, it's also our chance to look forward with hope. As part of this program, we have kind of been in that awkward limbo between high school and college. To be honest, it was kind of like having a part-time job. But now we finally get to take the plunge and become full-time college students. We get to let our hair down a little bit, go on adventures, meet new people, and to figure out a little bit more about who we are as people. College is our chance to decide who we want to be in the future, and that future is getting closer every day. Our generation is going to have the extraordinary opportunity to affect the world. Their world is full of problems, and it's going to be up to us to fix them. And through those solutions, we are going to be able to leave our mark on the planet and make something of our lives that we will be proud of. We are the future, and it is our time to rise. But before we are passed the torch, we first must learn how to do taxes, call the doctor's office to set up our own appointments without our parents' help, and learn how to manage our lives with less supervision than we've known. And luckily for us, that's exactly what college is for. But tonight, I wish to congratulate you all on your accomplishments and growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Agatha. Each year, we also honor one senior scholar who, for 4 years, has upheld the mission of the Scholars Academy in academics, in leadership, and in service. And this student is one who embodies what it truly means to be a scholar in words and in deeds every day. And this is a student who has been dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge and service every day. I truly admire and respect this student, and I look forward to watching her optimism and compassion and her love of learning take her as far as she can go as she pursues her goals and dreams. She will attend Furman University, majoring in pre-med. She's from Landrum High School. This senior also served as our student body president. She mentored 2 days a week for us, and she conducted our textbook inventory, which took her weeks. And I am so blessed to have had her in my office every day to talk to and to learn from myself and watch such a wonderful young woman grow as a true scholar. Martha Page Green, I award you the Scholars Academy Award tonight. Okay. Let's just go ahead and do this right now. There you go. Congratulations and thank you. Hey, Agatha, come on over here. You and Jay, come on over here. I'm going to give you this too. Look at that. Awesome. Thank you. Jay, here's yours too. Congratulations. Awesome. Thank you. One of the tasks that I really enjoy the most is helping seniors with their college and scholarship application processes. I'm laughing. They know why I'm laughing. I am really fortunate to be able to read their mission statements, their why I want to go to that college answers, and especially their 1,500-word essays that I've got to cut down into 600. That's a process, but I love it, and it's because I get to learn so many details about you guys that I never really would have understood without seeing them in writing from you. And so I learned so much about you in that process. I get to hear your real stories, and the stories are pretty amazing. And so I really thought that all of you needed to hear some of those stories tonight. And so tonight's keynote addresses are going to be given by two of our seniors who have amazing stories to tell. And so tonight, we're going to hear from Aubrey Jimenez of Bowling Springs High School and Angel Hastings of Landrum High School. Angel, you're going to be our first speaker.
Hi, my name is Angel, but most of you called me Angle. I'm sure that during the admissions essay season, you were all watching hours worth of videos like, "This is the essay that got me into Harvard," or "Top 10 mistakes in college admissions essays." While my essay didn't get me into Harvard, I brought Ms. Deloach to tears, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little proud of that. So this is what I like to call, this is the essay that made Ms. Deloach cry and got me into all the schools I applied to, except for one. Tilly Hall Grinder does their older and lang. Gibberish. It all sounded like gibberish to me. To a 4-year-old, nothing about the English language quite makes sense yet, especially to a 4-year-old that only spoke Spanish and didn't talk a lot in general. It was a cultural immersion being uprooted from the coastal paradise of Costa Rica to the big concrete city of Atlanta, and having to learn a new language that was foreign to me. When it came to learning English, I didn't dip my toes in the water. It was more like a cannonball. I was fully submerged all at once. A new city, new people, a new language, and the biggest challenge I have faced. Preschool began immediately because the sooner I was enrolled, the sooner I would be exposed to the new language. Of course, going into preschool, no one knew each other. But with the language barrier, I felt isolated. Of course, while my classmates were spelling out words on the magic carpet, I sat at a big red table where I had a teacher help me pronounce every letter of the alphabet. It took a few tries to find the right preschool, but eventually I was enrolled at one where the faculty made sure I was interacting with other kids while still catering to my needs. My mom was the only other person who was in the same position as I was, and together we spent countless hours at the library so we could extend our vocabulary. Some of my favorite memories are of curling up next to my mom and sounding out all the words in Goodnight Moon and Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, two of my personal favorites. Sesame Street and Dora the Explorer, which incorporated both English and Spanish, provided me with conversational English that was not only appealing as a young child, but would also help me survive preschool. By the time I was in kindergarten, I could hold a conversation just as well as any other kindergartner. In first grade, I placed out of English for speakers of other languages, or ESOL. In second grade, I was enrolled in gifted classes. I excelled not only in my mathematics, but in my reading and writing. I was often found reading Dracula by Bram Stoker in the designated reading corner of the classroom as a third grader. It is still one of my favorite books. Now, I find myself thinking in Chinese, another language I've had the opportunity to learn during my time here in the States. Most of my professors and classmates could not tell that I was not a native English speaker. The evident outcome was not only learning English, but proper English. I was forced to appreciate the resources surrounding me, whether it was reading the nutritional facts on the back of cereal boxes or listening to Big Bird talk to Elmo. I plan on pursuing a career that will allow me to travel to different countries, and from my experience, I can say that my preparations will be more planned and comfortable because I won't be a burrowed, insecure 4-year-old. I've gained the ability to adapt, along with developing cultural relativism and the potential to execute every task with precision. From reading at an accelerated pace at a young age and picking up another language, ultimately, I have always been in search of one thing, a challenge. In our initial Scholars Academy interviews, I know almost everyone told the panel that they were looking to be pushed academically because they stood out among their peers. For lack of a better word, we wanted to be challenged. I find it almost ironic that I am now graduating the program saying the same thing that I did when we first entered. And with that being said, I encourage all of you to enter this new chapter of our lives with the same drive and enthusiasm that we had when we were tiny little freshmen walking up the steps of the library on the first day. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you who have not seen me since last March, my name is Ryoshi Jimenez, a senior from Boiling Springs High School. I wrote a letter to myself dated December 19th, 2020, the day after Duke's admission reveal date, my dream school. Dear future me, yesterday, on December 18th, 2020, at precisely 7:00 p.m., I experienced my second heartbreak. We're not going to worry too much about the first one, because we've already acknowledged it and gotten over it. It's water under the bridge. Yesterday, however, a flash flood of emotions overcame me. Disappointment, regret, sadness. I sat in our dining room chair, surrounded by my family and the rejection letter glaring at me through the computer screen. I couldn't bear to thoroughly read the rest of the letter. My eyes simply glimpsed over the words, "Sorry, unable to offer, unfortunately." Even writing this right now brings back that sinking feeling within my chest. To put it quite plainly, I cried. I buried my face within my hands, unable to meet eyes with my mom, my dad, my brother, and sister. Kuya patted my head and said reassuringly, "It's okay, dude." Mom tried but failed to uncover my face amidst the tears and snot that have gathered ungraciously beneath my hands. She hugged me instead and told me, "It's okay, you tried your best. Remember what I said, right? If a door closes, a window opens." Dad, reading the letter himself, said, "I'm sorry, I know how badly you wanted this." Stacy, my little sister, assured me from the side, "It's okay, Ate. You can apply to Harvard now, where Noah Flynn goes." At that moment, I couldn't hear them. I didn't want to be comforted by their words. It felt suffocating, because in a way it felt like I disappointed them. Though only several minutes have passed, time dragged on, and I felt like I was slowly sinking in quicksand. I got up and went to my room. As I sat and cried in the dark, questions I promised myself I wouldn't think about once I clicked submit began to overwhelm my thoughts. What could I have done differently? Did I do something wrong? Am I not as qualified as I confidently thought I was? What was the point of all the work I put in if it wasn't going to pay off in the end? However, I realized that the months of work I put into working on the application and the work I've put into for the past 4 years do mean something. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm wearing contacts, it's getting blurry. A rejection from one school doesn't take that away. While Duke's door is no longer open for me, I have time to consider the many other schools still available to me. I hope by the time you read this pain will also be a thing of the past. I hope the things you have learned from this nerve-wracking journey will inspire you when you feel at your lowest again. I hope you remember the hard work you put into that application, the essay you poured your heart into, and the message it conveyed to those admissions officers that only you could have written, because it's a representation of the person you are now and the person you want to become. It's okay, I'll wear waterproof mascara. Okay, I'm good. Okay, well, there will be times when it feels like your world has completely crumbled along with the plans you once excitedly played over and over in your head. Excuse me. Excuse me, Dad. Okay. Okay, while there will be times when it feels like your world has completely crumbled along with the plans you once excitedly played over and over in your head, you still have the potential and strength to rebuild, take a breath, and get back up again. Try new things, explore new paths. I want to thank my family for helping me learn this important lesson. Thank you for uplifting me when I was at my lowest, for giving me the strength to laugh and learn from my mistakes and failures, and for always encouraging me to pursue the seemingly impossible. Thank you, Dad, for your attempts to help me understand calculus by showing me all the wrong ways not to do it. Thank you, Mom, for always making me feel special every time you post my achievements on Facebook, no matter how big or small they may be. Also, I want to thank every single one of you who has made these 4-ish years at Upstate memorable. I applied to this program 4 years ago because I wanted to be surrounded by people who wanted to be challenged. Throughout our time together, there were definitely moments when we wished we never mentioned the idea of being challenged, whether it's the first grade exam and we're scrambling to cram last-minute information on the bus the morning of the exam, or the first day we had to take calculus at home with only audio to go by. Cue shuddering motion. Okay, as we part ways, I've come to realize and come to terms with the fact that we aren't magically gifted students who have everything figured out, and that's okay. We've procrastinated and continue to do so, even though we convince ourselves we'll start after one more episode. We pulled all-nighters because we thought we could read and write a Grady paper within a week, even though it was assigned a month ago. While we were able to pull it off, that's not the point. We filled the study room and proceeded to cram weeks' worth of chemical formulas and practice problems 20 minutes before the chem exam. Nevertheless, we're still pretty amazing for being here today. What we did wasn't easy, yet we stand or sit here today as ready as we'll ever be to take on yet another challenge. So, even though we did not have a typical high school experience, I would like to close with a phrase inspired by High School Musical. We were all in this together, and I'm forever thankful for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Angel and Aubrey. We will now honor each graduate who will receive a green cord to wear at their own high school graduations and a plaque commemorating their 4 years at the Scholars Academy. When I call your name, come on the stage and walk over to Ms. Grant at the table, and she will present your plaque and cord to you, and we're going to get a picture of you, and then you can head on back to your seat. And I'm going to talk about you a lot, too. Our first graduate is Katie Burke. Okay. Katie's from Landrum High School. She had a leadership role in the technical production of a Landrum High School play called Radium Girls. She's a Palmetto Fellows recipient. She also received the Clemson Palmetto Pact Scholarship and the Ellison S. McKissick Jr. Scholarship. She's going to Clemson University, majored in mechanical engineering. Congratulations, Katie. Ashley Keynes is from Dorman High School. Ashley was one of our top mentors this year, as she has served several years for us. She also did community service by packing Operation Christmas Child boxes. She also was the recipient of the USC Upstate Provost Scholarship, the Crowder Scholarship. She's a Life Scholarship recipient. She's going to go to USC Upstate, and she's going to major in early childhood education with an add-on certification for elementary education, and will minor in child advocacy studies. Congratulations, Ashley. Jacob Cheek is from Landrum High School. Jacob was vice president of the USC Upstate Computer Science Club. He also was a Scholars Academy Quiz Bowl team member. He won scholarships at the University of Minnesota, the National Scholarship and Presidential Scholarship. He's a Palmetto Fellow Scholarship recipient, and he will attend University of Minnesota Twin Cities, majoring in computer science. Congratulations, Jacob. Gabrielle Cook is from Burns High School. Gabrielle was the head swim instructor at the YMCA. She was co-captain of the Scholars Academy Relay for Life team. She tutored elementary, middle school students. She volunteered at the Greer Soup Kitchen. She's a Palmetto Fellow recipient. She also won the USC Dean Scholarship, the Charleston Southern Dean Scholarship. She's going to go to the Honors College at USC and major in nursing. Congratulations, Gabrielle. Amanda Cox is also from Burns High School. Amanda was the drum major for the 2020 Rebel Regiment. She also was third chair bassoonist for the All-Region Band, the first chair for the Spartanburg Philharmonic Youth Orchestra, and the first chair for the Burns Symphonic Band as well. She volunteered at the Carpenter's Table, and she won multiple scholarships through USC, including our Palmetto Fellows, Teaching Fellows, Watson Brown Scholarship, Dean Scholarship, and a music scholarship. She's going to attend USC in Columbia and major in music education. Congratulations, Amanda. Joanna Fitzmaurice was also from Burns High School. She was an all-region cheerleader and the most valuable player this year for the varsity competition team. She worked at American Eagle, and she did an internship with a political activist nonprofit in Atlanta and did voter registration and that kind of thing, so that sounds awesome. She was also captain of the Burns varsity competition and sideline cheer team. She's going to USC Columbia, major in political science. Congratulations, Joe. Agatha Fowler from Burns High School. Agatha was a candidate for the 2021 United States Presidential Scholars Program, having been nominated by our state superintendent of education. She was the captain of the girls' tennis team at Burns High School. She volunteered at Barry Shoals Intermediate School. She's a Palmetto Fellows recipient. She won scholarships from Georgia Tech, as well as the University of South Carolina Valedictorian Scholarship, but she's going to head to the Georgia Institute of Technology and major in business administration. So congratulations, Agatha. Nicholas Giamo. Nicholas is from Dorman High School. He was on the President's List in the National Honor Society and Beta Club, and he was the #1 contributor to our Valentine charity fundraiser this year. Thanks, Nicholas. It was awesome. He's a Palmetto Fellow Scholarship recipient and was a Dean Scholar at USC Columbia, won the Clemson Palmetto Pact Scholarship, and he's going to Clemson and will major in computer science. Congratulations, Nick. Martha Page Green from Landrum High School. Martha Page was a member of the CAP program of the Spartanburg Airport and Spartanburg Science Center. She's a Palmetto Fellows recipient. She won the Silver Pen Writing Award, the Furman Bell Tower Scholarship. She was a Wofford Scholarship recipient, and also the Catherine Kirby Nursing Scholarship. She's going to Furman University and will major in chemistry and mathematics. Congratulations, Martha Page. Jake Greenlee from Bowling Springs High School. Jake was a participant in Palmetto Boys State. He also was one of our tutors in Algebra 2 and biology and chemistry. He also helped at the District 2 Youth Sports Organization sign-up process for their spring baseball season. He's a Palmetto Fellows recipient. He won scholarships from NC State, UNC Charlotte, USC, Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, Clemson won. He's going to major in engineering at Clemson University. Congratulations, Jake. Abigail Harris from Boiling Springs High School. Abigail was the fastest runner on the girls' varsity cross-country team at her school. She was on the all-region cross-country team as well. She was captain of the cross-country team at Bowling Springs High School. She also was one of our tutors in math and writing. She's a Palmetto Fellows recipient. She won scholarships from USC Columbia, College of Charleston, Clemson, Mercer. She's going to Clemson, though, and she'll major in general engineering. Congratulations, Abigail. Kelsey Harris from Chapman High School. Kelsey was on the South Carolina 2020 Region 1 Orchestra. She was in this year's Spartanburg Philharmonic Youth Orchestra. She was also an All-State Athlete of the Week. She was one of our freshman mentors. She's a Palmetto Fellows recipient, and she won the Valedictorian Scholarship from USC Upstate and USC Columbia, as well as the Clemson's Palmetto Pact School Scholarship and Class of '67 First Generation Scholarship. That was cool. You're going to go to Clemson University in the Honors College and major in psychology. Congratulations, Kelsey. Angel Hastings from Landrum High School. Angel is graduating with honors from the National Honors Dance Society after training in Russian ballet for almost a decade, and she maintained a high GPA while she trained 18 plus hours a week. She taught ballet classes over Zoom for students who were under the age of 6. She won presidential scholarships from multiple universities, as well as the Bell Tower Scholarship from Furman University. She's a Life Scholarship recipient. She will go to George Washington University, and she's going to double major in Mandarin Chinese and International Affairs with a focus in security policy at the world-renowned Elliott School of International Affairs. Congratulations, Angel. Aubrey Jimenez from Bowling Springs High School. Aubrey is a Watson Brown Scholarship recipient. She also spent time this year mentoring and making masks for the mobile medical clinic. She was a volunteer also at the Upstate Family Resource Center. She's a Palmetto Fellows recipient. She won the Access to Excellence Scholarship and the Grimke Scholarship and the Merit Scholarship from the College of Charleston. She also won the Presidential Academic Scholarship at George Washington University. She's going to go to the College of Charleston Honors College and major in biology and international studies. Congratulations, Aubrey. Khalil Johnson from Bowling Springs High School. Khalil was a National Merit Commended student. He also has a management position at Bojangles. He's a Palmetto Fellows recipient. He also won a scholarship from USC, Capstone, and the Dean's Scholarship. Khalil is going to go to USC Columbia in the Capstone program, and he's going to major in computer information systems and business administration. Congratulations, Khalil. Good job. Kina Kabir, Landrum High School. She was on the cross-country team. She was the captain of both the cross-country and track and field teams at Landrum High School. She was the team captain of the varsity girls soccer team as well. She won the Workhorse Award for perseverance and consistency on the cross-country team, and she volunteered at the Greer Soup Kitchen. She won the trustee scholarship at Middle Tennessee State University, where she has decided to go into audio production. That's Kina. That's excellent. Thank you so much, Kina. Congratulations. Emily Kang from Bowling Springs High School. Emily double varsity lettered for 2 years in cheerleading and lacrosse. She received the Bulldog Award for varsity lacrosse, and that's a leadership award. She was the varsity lacrosse captain at Bowling Springs. She also volunteered as an arts and crafts director at a girls' camp and helped the United Way with a fundraiser. She won multiple scholarships, the South Carolina Presidential Scholarship, the Garnet Scholarship, scholarships at Louisiana State and the College of Charleston. She's decided to go to the College of Charleston and major in biology, and she's taken that pre-dental track. Awesome. Thank you so much, Emily. Congratulations. Caitlin Mazurowski from Bowling Springs High School. Caitlin lettered for the 4th year in a row in varsity swimming. She won the varsity swimming Most Valuable Player Award. She was the recipient of the Scholar Athlete Award for varsity swimming as well. She tutored our scholars in calculus and chemistry. She's a Palmetto Fellows recipient and won multiple scholarships from Clemson and the University of Tennessee and USC, and decided to go to Clemson University, majoring in mechanical engineering. Congratulations, Caitlin. Lauren McCleary from Burns High School. Lauren was the senior with the highest GPA on the swim team at her school. She was also the swim team captain. She volunteered at the Carpenter's Table and was one of our tutors. She's a Palmetto Fellows recipient, and she won scholarships from Charleston Southern, College of Charleston, Clemson, App State, USC, UGA, the list goes on, Lauren. But you have decided to go to the University of Georgia and major in music therapy. Congratulations, Lauren. Abby McJunkin from Dorman High School. Abby interned at a local law firm and she won a scholarship for her work there. She also served at the Spartanburg County Department of Social Services. She was a tutor. She's a Life Scholarship recipient and a Capstone Scholar, and won the Furman Bell Tower Scholarship. She's going to Clemson University as a criminal justice major. Congratulations, Abby. Madison Montjoy of Woodruff High School. Madison was on the softball team at Woodruff High School. She actually was on the varsity softball team as one of their leaders. She volunteered at her church helping with Hoops for Christ. She's a Life Scholarship recipient. She also won a Teaching Fellows Scholarship and the Winthrop Garnet Scholarship, as well as other teaching scholarships. She's going to go to Winthrop and major in secondary education with a minor in mathematics. Congratulations, Madison. Messiah Mooring from Bowling Springs High School. Messiah is a Palmetto Fellows recipient. She also received a Watson Brown Scholarship. She helped lead our Red Cross Club this year. She was also Miss Spartanburg Teen. She donated books for the Red Cross Club, and she helped at the COVID vaccination clinic. She won scholarships from Converse and USC Columbia and Wofford. She's a Palmetto Fellows recipient, as I said. She will attend Wofford College as a biology major. Congratulations, Messiah. Evelyn Padilla from Bowling Springs High School. Evelyn is also a Palmetto Fellows Scholar. She was one of our tutors in pre-calculus and calculus. She won the USC STEM Scholarship, the Dean's Scholarship, and was offered scholarships from Winthrop and Furman as well. She's decided to go to the Honors College at USC Columbia and major in mathematics and double major in English. I'm so glad. Congratulations. Congratulations, Evie. Amanda Petty from Burns High School. Amanda is a Capstone Scholar at USC Columbia, a Wofford Scholar. She lettered in track and cross country. She won a scholarship at Furman and a Watson Brown Scholarship as well. She was the captain of the Burns cross country team. She volunteered helping pack free school lunch bags for elementary students in District 5. She's a Palmetto Fellows Scholarship recipient and won multiple scholarships all over the state. But she's going to USC Columbia as a double major in political science and journalism. Congratulations, Amanda. Kelly Price from Broome High School. Kelly is a Scholars Academy historian. She also is a Palmetto Fellows Scholarship recipient and received the USC Upstate Provost Scholarship and the Ingalls Scholarship. Kelly has decided to come to USC Upstate and major in interdisciplinary studies. Congratulations, Kelly. Olivia Summerfield from Spartanburg High School was not with us tonight, but she went to the World Class Kayaking Academy. She's a Palmetto Fellows recipient as well. She's going to attend Clemson University, majoring in packaging science. So congratulations to Olivia, who couldn't be here tonight. Daniel Vasukanovich from Boiling Springs High School. Daniel taught Sunday school this year. He also volunteered at the kids' church camp. He's a Palmetto Fellows Scholarship recipient. He's going to continue his degree at USC Upstate in biology with a focus in pharmacy. Daniel, congratulations. Dallin Walters from Chapman High School. Dallin was on the dean's list for fall semester, and he was the first assistant in the Priest Quorum, which is a church youth group for teenagers. He also qualified for the Palmetto Fellows Scholarship, and he will attend Brigham Young University in Utah with a major in biology pre-med. Congratulations, Dallin. Savannah Waters from Burns High School. Savannah was the captain of her competition dance team. She also was a youth church council representative. She volunteered for the church food pantry. She went bike riding to raise money for Alzheimer's research. She raised money for Helping Hands as well. She's a Palmetto Fellows recipient. She won the Winthrop Gold Scholar Award. She has decided to go to Winthrop University to their honors college as a psychology major. Congratulations, Savannah. William James Wright from Landrum High School is in absentia tonight. Let's congratulate Will for completing the Scholars Academy. Kate Yarbray from Dorman High School. Kate won a superior rating in the solo musical at the Palmetto Dramatic Association competition. She was an alternate representative in the International Thespian Festival in South Carolina. She was the director of 2 plays, Charlotte's Web and Just Like Us. She was a student teacher at Dorman for the Theater 2 class and president of the Junior Advisory Board at the Spartanburg Youth Theater. She volunteered at the Closed Closet in Woodruff at Heartstrings and at the Woodruff Soup Kitchen. She's a Palmetto Fellows recipient, along with scholarships from Coastal Carolina, the Savannah College of Art and Design, and the College of Charleston, where she has decided to go and double major in theater and English with a concentration in performance, scene lighting, design, and technologies, and creative writing. She will minor in film studies or women and gender studies. Congratulations, Kate. So let's give one more round of applause congratulating this wonderful group of scholars. Congratulations. Before our celebratory recession, I want to thank Spartanburg District 2 for hosting this event tonight, and to Boiling Springs Middle School's principal for use of this incredible venue. And I want to also thank Dr. Angela Hinton and Adrian Acosta, Mike the photographer, the Acosta camera crew, our junior marshals, and my darling staff, Ms. Sherry Grant and Susan Greenway. That's your cue, Miss Greenway. In fact, Miss Greenway will be retiring and leaving us to go enjoy her new house and her new yard and her flowers and her beach trips and, of course, her 3 precious grandsons. And so at this time, I wanted to thank Miss Greenway in front of all of you for her 12 years at the Scholars Academy with us. She will be missed. And Miss Greenway, we have a special plaque for you to take with you and put in your new house as you retire. You can think about it every day. Thank you so much. I also want to thank Miss Kelly Price of Broome High School for the video that we're going to view at this time, followed by our benediction from Gabrielle Cook of Burns High School. They want to see the video. Joshua. Yeah, wait just a minute, let them get down here. Y'all come on, come on. Y'all good, come on in. They don't care, come on in. Y'all need to see it too. All right, Joshua, thank you.
Why are you saying no?
Love hurts.
sorry. I'm crying from sadness, not from nervousness. Not this time. Given my previous public speaking record, I'm sure that most of you are really surprised to see me speaking today. However, I decided that this was the perfect time to showcase how much both myself and all of y'all have grown over these past 4 years. I think I can speak for everyone here when I say that when we entered this program, we were terrified for what Scholars Academy would have in store for us. I'm so sorry, oh no. These friendships, ooh, no. I don't think anyone was prepared for the endless amount of laughs, support, and friendships that we were met with. These friendships and all of the memories are the reason that I made it through high school and why it was so hard to write this farewell speech. Whether it was crying together before the first grade exam, celebrating finishing biology, or even just hanging out in the Smith building together, you guys are what made my experience so memorable. It's been a blessing to be surrounded by so many talented students, and I can say with absolute certainty that regardless of your path, everyone here is going to go on and change the world in your own special way. I truly hope that y'all will not see this graduation as an ending, or rather as the exciting new beginning of the next chapter in your life. In the words of E.E. Cummings, it takes courage to grow up and turn out to be who you really are. I implore each and every one of you to use college as your chance to find out who you are and what you want to be. Make mistakes, be bold, continue to inspire those around you as we've been inspiring each other for these past 4 years. But most importantly, always remember that no matter how far you travel or how crazy life becomes, you're always going to have your Scholars Academy family to come back to. Thank you all for being amazing friends and even better classmates. Farewell, Cohort 11.
Thank you, Gabrielle. So at this time, seniors are going to exit the auditorium individually with their guests when their name is called as a final celebration of each graduate. A photographer is in the lobby. If you want to take a group photo with your senior and guests, feel free to do that in the lobby as you head on out. So when I call your name, go on out the door with your guests. Okay? All right. Joshua, hit it. Katie Burke, Landrum High School. Woo! Way to go, Katie! Our cheerleaders, this is awesome. Ashley Keynes, Dorman High School graduate. Way to go, Ashley! Jacob Cheek from Landrum High School. Congratulations, Jacob. Let's keep the clapping going. All right, Gabrielle Cook from Burns High School. Congratulations, Miss Gabby. Amanda Cox from Burns High School. Congratulations, Amanda. Okay, Joe Fitzmaurice from Burns High School. Congratulations, Joe. All right, Agatha Fowler from Burns High School. Way to go, Aggie. One more time for Aggie, our valedictorian. Yay. All right. Nicholas Giamo from Dorman High School. Way to go, Nick. Okay, Martha Page Green from Landrum High School. Way to go, Martha Page. Our Scholars Academy Award recipient and student body president. Yay, Martha Page, let's keep clapping. Yay, Martha Page. Yay, Martha Page. Yay! All right, Jake Greenlee from Bowling Springs High School, our salutatorian. When he comes out, let's keep clapping. Way to go, Jake! Yeah! Salutatorian! Woo! All right, Abigail Harris from Bowling Springs High School. Abigail, congratulations! Woo-hoo! All right. I don't want the pictures to get backed up out there. Kelsey Harris, Chapman High School. Let's hear it for Kelsey. Woo, Kelsey. All right, Angel Hastings, Landrum High School. Angel. We're going to clap one more time for Angel when she comes out of the portico there. Way to go, Angel! All right. And Aubrey Jimenez from Bowling Springs High School. Aubrey! I'll get ready to clap for Aubrey one more time. Way to go, Aubrey! Yes! Yeah. All right, Khalil Johnson from Bowling Springs High School. Let's hear it for Khalil. All right, Khalil, our senior class rep. Good job. Smile. Smile, Khalil. Smile. One more time for Khalil Johnson, everybody. Okay, Keena Kabir from Landrum High School. Way to go, Keena. Good job, Miss Keena. Really don't want the photographer to get overloaded out there. All right, Emily Kang from Bowling Springs High School. Great yearbook, Emily. Congratulations. All right, Caitlin Mazurowski from Bowling Springs High School. Way to go, Caitlin. What a great mentor. Lauren McCleary, Burns High School. Congratulations, Miss Lauren, our SI. Okay, Abby McJunkin from Dorman High School. Way to go, Abby. I think there's a line at the photos. Let's just hold off a minute. Are we out of music, Joshua? Let's start it over. Or are you just pausing it? Whichever, it doesn't matter. We got some more people to read. But we might have a line. All right, Madison Montjoy, you're next from Woodruff High School. Way to go, Maddie. Somebody start singing.
Oh, not me.
Okay, Messiah Mooring, Bowling Springs High School graduate. Way to go, Messiah. Congratulations. Thank you, Joshua.
Thank you.
Is that a line at the photo booth? I'm gonna get y'all out of here in just a minute. Just a minute. We don't want a COVID line at the photo booth. All right.